All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Cleveland Avenue Elementary's Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noted. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Cleveland Avenue Elementary's Go Team to order at 3:02 p.m. Our first order of business is to call roll. Please respond present when your name is called. All right. Dr. Jackson,
Present.
Brilliance Darden,
Present.
Wiley Davis, Ebony Isom, Dr. Reel,
Present.
Brittany White, Courtney Reynolds,
Present.
Donna Jenkins,
Present.
Leslie Campbell, and I, Jasmine Emanuel, is present. All right, this team will only be able to take official action if quorum is present, and there is a quorum present. So our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you via email, and we would like to now open the floor for any changes to the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I, Donna Jenkins, make motion to approve the agenda.
A second?
Courtney Reynolds, second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. The agenda has been approved. We will now review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you also via email. Are there any corrections? May I have a motion to approve the previous minutes?
I, Donna Jenkins, make a motion to approve the previous meetings minutes.
A second?
Courtney Reynolds, second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Okay, the previous minutes have been approved. We will now move to the discussion items on our agenda.
I'm coming. Can you see the screen, Miss Emmanuel?
No, yes, it's loading up now.
Okay.
Yes, I can see the screen.
No, I don't see it. Goodness. Let me stop and try it again because I can't see it. All right, what about now?
Yep, I can see it now.
Okay. There we go. Okay, team. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us again for our Go Team meeting to discuss the FY27 budget. This is the opportunity for the Go Team to share input related to the proposed budget. Try to move this out the way so I can see. All right. So what you will see before you is, again, the agenda that Ms. Emmanuel referenced. These are the items that we will discuss this afternoon. There is an opportunity to review the meeting norms, which just shows you that this is a meeting of the Go Team and only members of the Go Team may participate in this discussion. Are you good, Ms. Emmanuel?
Are you presenting? I don't think you're on the presenting slide because we just see the section that has like the overview of what is on the PowerPoint, but we don't see the presentation.
Okay, let me try it again. And I practiced this one this time. I said, I'm going to get this here sharing screen all together, and I guess not. Okay, what do you see now? Nothing?
So yes, now we can see the agenda and the meeting norms, but it's still on the regular PowerPoint screen. Did you want it to be like that, or did you want it to be in a presenter screen?
Presenter, because now I can't see it. I have a dual monitor here, but now I can't see. But let me make sure.
You may have to go out
What do you
again
see now?
and yeah, we still just see the
Oh, goodness.
PowerPoint thing. You may have to go out and then choose your second screen, maybe as the one that you want to show on Zoom.
Okay. It says presenter layout. So what do you see now, Emmanuel? Nothing?
The same thing. I mean, it's fine because we can see the, oh, well, no. Now we don't see anything. Now we see the wallpaper.
What about now?
Oh yeah, now it's perfect. Yep.
Yay, got it. Okay, sorry for the delay, team. So as I was mentioning, we're going to go through the meeting agenda as explained by Ms. Emmanuel. This is a reminder that this agenda is reference to follow certain meeting norms, and the meeting is a meeting of the Go Team, so only members of the team may participate in the discussion. We're going to move forward with a review of the Go Team development process timeline. We are currently at step 4, whereas today the Go Team will provide input on the proposed budget draft. The Go Team will take action on the budget, and then the budget would then be presented to the Associate Soup and HR during my staffing conference for review and approval, and then brought back to the Go Team for the finalization meeting that we have scheduled for March 11th. Here you will see just a review that we will first start the focus on the strategic resource allocation. And those are also going to be a review of what we have determined as a Go Team as what we feel is important for Cleveland as it relates to the mission, the vision, the goals, as well as the strategic objectives. Before we get there, it is important that I really have everyone's attention and point out the financial status that Cleveland is in for the FY27 school year. I think better understanding this financial status will help everyone stay focused on the reality of the situation, but also understand how funds may be allocated based off the needs of students. Our projected enrollment for the upcoming year is 183, which is a lot less than what we currently have this year and what we were allocated for last year. Cleveland was not projected to have enough students to earn enough money to fund even baseline priorities required for students. The district gifted and provided supplemental support for us to just open the doors. Simply to just open the doors. We required help. We were afforded the opportunity to have the district provide us a baseline supplement, as well as the small school supplement, which they originally said would no longer be available for schools. However, due to the decreased enrollment, we would not have been able to function if we were not afforded these two supplements. Even with those two supplements, I was still with more than a $230,000 deficit, even with the help the district provided. Therefore, budget decisions were prioritized, meaning that a focus on providing students access to instruction and instructional support for teachers was the primary focus when determining budget decisions. First, the staffing of federally required positions was allocated. Those are positions that I had no flexibility with. And then cuts were made to find funds to meet the standards of service, which is required by the district. And then, of course, to ensure all students were provided with the minimal educational services needed to increase outcomes. Remember, we're focusing on students, instruction, and instructional support. Here you'll have our strategic plan, which you will find the mission and vision that we have agreed upon for several meetings. I want to point your attention to our 3 strategic goals, which are around ELA, math, and attendance. Those goals are what we strive to make sure that we are focusing on, as well as the district's overarching focus areas and the objectives that we ranked during one of the other meetings as our priorities. So the proposed budget should address our strategic goals and our priority rankings as much as possible, because that's what we decided that were what was important for Cleveland Avenue. So again, our goals are focused on ELA, math, and attendance. So what does that look like for Cleveland? With our highest ranking objective being aligned to standards-based instruction, you will see that kindergarten through 5th grade teachers should receive ongoing support and planning time, along with IRR teachers. In order to build the capacity of K-5 teachers and support them with deconstructing standards, what this may look like for Cleveland is integration of job-embedded PL through PLCs, instructional coaching cycles using tiered teacher support, and professional development from district program specialists. The objective related to learning time for students to address instructional needs based on data. We should review the FY27 standards of service to make sure we are meeting those required district guidelines. The master schedule should continue to incorporate an RTI block. The master schedule should also include the use of the media specialist and the media center as an extension of learning, and then possible tutors provided to target students with additional support after school. The next objective related to health and wraparound support organizations. It's important for us to collaborate with mental health providers and provide weekly wraparound services for any identified students, and then provide small group or individualized support. The next ranking is related to students' access to instructional materials, electronic instructional materials beyond the instructional day. It's important for us to implement a one-to-one device process. Offline capable management systems such as Google Classroom should be utilized to house assignments and resources for students and parents. The school website should be used as another form of communication for parents and students in order for them to access any educational websites, programs, digital books, and any other instructional or supplemental resources beyond the instructional day. The next objective is aligned to providing learning opportunities for parents and our community partners. This may look like a creation of a parent university that will provide parents both virtual and in-person options to get support with understanding some of the strategies that are used in the classroom to support their students. Also provide them support with digital learning at home and elicit community partners to provide resources for students and families who may not have internet access. Our school social worker often collaborates with the district family engagement liaison, since we do not have a parent liaison of our own, to increase community partner opportunities to support students' academic needs during school and tutoring after school. And our last objective is related to promoting clubs and competitions, as well as any athletic opportunities to any interested kindergarten through fifth grade student. We may need to leverage interested and experienced staff to facilitate a variety of student clubs and activities and provide opportunities for students to share their feedback on what they find of interest so that we can gain the most appropriate clubs that they're interested in. Are there any questions from the Go team so far as it relates to the objectives? Okay, so let's take what I just shared about what this means to Cleveland and review how the FY27 resource recommendation, which are the what resources and the how much they will possibly cost, and align them to the district's focus area and our strategic objectives. These are the objectives that we said are the things that we were going to focus on to achieve our goal. Beginning with the first focus area, we are strengthening our instructional core. Our objective, again, is standards-based instruction. What you will see before you is the allocation or recommendation that I have proposed for kindergarten through fifth grade teachers, a kindergarten para, IRR teachers, and IRR paras. And the additional information provided is aligned to a kindergarten para schedule that will be implemented to support the classroom's greatest instructional need. The next focus areas is our strength is our team. Again, that is aligned to the strategic objective with building the teacher's capacity. That resource recommendation that I propose is an instructional coach and the ELT, which is school funded, and you'll see the total for those two. The next focus area is around strengthening our instructional core. Again, you'll see the strategic objective aligned to incorporating learning time for students. And the proposed resource recommendation is EIP teachers, the media specialist, and the SST interventionists. And you'll also see the total for those items, for those resources. The additional information provided is around the addition of the Media Center as a special area added to the master schedule. The next focus area is We Are Caring for Every Child, and this is around our strategic objective related to providing partnerships in health and wraparound services and supports. And the proposed resource recommendation is the school social worker and the counseling, and again, you'll see the total for there. So off of these four strategic objectives that are before you, you will see that the largest amount of resource recommendation will come from that first focus area and that first strategic objective around standards-based instruction for kindergarten through fifth grade teachers. And that was, again, our priority strategic objective as well. Moving on to the next screen for the next couple of objectives. Our school is efficient and effective. This focus area is aligned to our strategic objective around providing students electronic instructional materials. And the proposed resource recommendation is the utilization of a webmaster and the media specialist. There's no totals for those because those two items had already been mentioned prior to for another objective related to the previous focus areas. Our responsibility is shared. The strategic objective is providing learning opportunities for parents and community partners. And the proposed resource recommendation is the district family engagement liaison, the school social worker, the media specialist, and again, the webmaster. And last, we're sparking our student curiosity. This is aligned to our objective related to promoting clubs and competitions for our students. And the proposed resource recommendation is, of course, the utilization of stipends to support student clubs and activities. And there is a little note there to just specify that the number of staff recommended for supporting these clubs and stipends will be based on student interest and staff experience. And the distribution of stipends may need to be reallocated to allow for the addition of possible club stipends. Is there any questions so far? I can't see anyone, so. Are we good, Emmanuel, for moving on?
Yes, we're good.
Okay. So now you will actually get a little bit of a deeper dive to see for yourself the proposed use of staffing and non-staffing allocation and school level flexibility. The first slide you will see is a description of each summary tab and a definition to accompany each summary tab so that you're a little bit more knowledgeable about what these particular columns mean. Again, the baseline. The baseline is the district's recommended staffing for positions where there is some school level flexibility. Right beside baseline, you will see staffed. Staff shows how the principal is proposing to staff the position for the FY27 school year. The difference is the difference between what was recommended by the district and what the principal proposed as far as the FY27 staffing plan. And then there may be any comments that kind of supports the difference for any of those flexibility positions. So we will focus on our conversation being on line items that reflect a difference in what was provided as what the district recommended and what is my proposed staffing allocation. So let's begin with the general fund positions. On the left, you'll see the grade level teacher positions. And again, the focus for this is to ensure that all students have access to quality instruction as our priority for proposing our staffing and the use of school level flexibility. The other focus areas that are impacted staffing include instructional opportunities for students, interventions, enrichment, and instruction to align to our standards of service. So those were the focus areas that were considered when determining the proposed budget. You'll see right in front of you kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade positions. You'll see what was the baseline recommendation from the district and what was the proposed staffed. The difference between the baseline and the staffed for first grade is noted with a comment. All other grade levels are matched, meaning that there was no difference in what was recommended from the district versus what I proposed. I did propose a purchase of a first grade teacher, I should say a first grade position, to align to the projected student enrollment and support a strong instructional foundation in literacy as well as enhance future learning for multiple grade levels. We do know that a strong foundation in literacy is important in the primary grades in order to have a better chance of improving students' learning opportunities for them when they get to third, fourth, and fifth grade. Moving on to EIP teachers. The staffing difference was 2. and they were staffed to support a large number of students that we currently service for Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions. This is important when we're discussing closing learning gaps and providing student support. If we look at the next category of electives and enrichments, most of these were very close to being recommended. The difference between the art recommendation and staffed was just 0.1, and that difference was absorbed in the budget. As long as that we were adhering to the standards of service, that was what was important. So it was important for me to look at the standards of service, and any difference, allow that to be absorbed in the budget. Band, music, PE, and world language is very similar. It was important, again, to look at the standards of service and allow any changes to be absorbed in the budget. Looking at world language, there was, again, very similar to art, 0.1 difference between that recommendation from the district and what was staffed. And again, that difference was absorbed in the budget. Moving on to the next category of special education, you'll see those grayed out areas. The recommendations from the district were matched with the staffing. There was no change in those positions. The special ed lead teacher, there was a difference of 0.5, and that was to support IRR and AU unit teachers, as well as students with exceptional education compliance and instruction. As far as paraprofessionals, the paraprofessional for special education was matched. We were recommended 2 paraprofessionals for kindergarten. 1 was staffed. There was not enough in the budget to staff 2, but 1 was staffed to allow for shared support and flow in between both classrooms. The difference in school administration was the bookkeeper, the hourly bookkeeper, and that was not staffed because it was absorbed in the budget to help decrease some of the cost. Moving on to staff, student and school support. The recommendation for counselor was there's a difference for that particular position. It was staffed at 0.5, and this staffing allocation was aligned to a decrease in our student enrollment. So the focus for that change will be on small group and individualized student support. The instructional coach, the difference in that position was staffed at 1, and it was staffed to support kindergarten through 5th grade teachers and provide individual coaching support for teachers that may be tiered and also supplemented by the district support. The instructional coach readers are leaders. That staff and allocation was absorbed in the budget. Moving on to the SST interventionists. That was staffed to support our MTSS program that provides ELA and math intervention services for a large percentage of our students. Everything else in gray, the staffing was matched with the district's recommendation. Before we move on to non-staffing, are there any questions, Go Team, before we move on to non-staffing?
I had a question. I think it was that 1 second grade teacher? That's due to low enrollment projected for 2nd grade coming up?
Yes.
Okay. I just
Yes.
wanted to make sure.
I think their enrollment projection may have been 19 students. So there was no justification for, that change because 19 students is really 1 classroom. We know that may change, but that was the projected enrollment. Okay, so for non-staffing, again, you'll see the definitions of each category at the bottom of the chart. You will also see where these funds were utilized to support any non-staffing proposed budget recommendations. And I'll just give you just a minute just to kind of go back through the definitions on your own. The important thing to remember is that you're looking at what was recommended and what was allocated. keeping in mind that the absorption of some positions resulted in a small amount that was left over. And you'll see that that small amount was added to teaching and other supplies. It was not enough to purchase another position, and it wasn't enough to purchase a para or any of the staffing positions. Therefore, it was added to teaching and other supplies as a way of increasing our ability to function as a school and make other business decisions related to instruction. You will see a change in the media supplies allocation. It was a difference of $464. That difference was absorbed in the budget. The allocation is aligned to a lot of the dollars that were spent this year in similarity to what will be proposed for next year. Of course, the academic stipends are matched because there's no flexibility with those stipends. The webmaster stipend was added to allow for the support that may be needed to meet all of our other strategic objectives related to extended learning for students and then making sure that we keep our website updated. Teacher subs was matched. There's no flexibility with that. The district gave us the amount to match, and that you'll see that those are the same. At the top, I did skip over the reserve in gray. The reserve is $57,000, and we'll talk a little bit about that when we get to the leveling slide. So here's a more visual description of what the budget breakdown looks like. Again, that large amount that was focused with our priority standard is pretty much the biggest part of this pie, but you'll see a little bit more of a visual demonstration of how each item is allocated for the budget.
Dr. Jackson, I did have another question.
Uh-huh.
Did I skip over it? But I didn't see gifted on there. Is gifted put into the budget too?
Let's see.
Or is that district? Is that a district?
It is district. It's yeah, it's
That's what I
district.
was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no flexibility with that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, this is our FY27 level and reserve. Now, keep in mind, this year we did not meet our projected student enrollment. Therefore, the level and reserve that was previously allocated was absorbed in the district's budget. We did not see those funds. So these level and reserve funds are only available if we reach our student enrollment. It is not a lot of money, but it is money for us to consider what we would do if, fingers crossed, everything goes well with the budget and we reach our student enrollment for next year and we can receive those funds versus them being absorbed into the district's budget. So these are just suggested resource recommendations that are aligned to our objectives that may be possible ways to spend the money, with the focus being on, of course, instruction, implement standards-based instruction. Possible recommendations are web-based programs, accelerated reader, books for book nooks for the classrooms, as well as the book vending machines. Those are optional resources that may be accessible to enrich students' access to standards-based instruction. The next objective related to building the capacity of teachers. The possible recommendation, the proposed recommendation right now is on content-specific PL, and then sub-coverage for planning support to allow for secured planning for teachers to get the support that they need. The next focus area around strengthening our instructional core, and that objective aligned to incorporating learning time for students. The possibility is on after-school tutors. That way their stipend funds can be supported with the academic stipends, which is what they're used for, versus sharing some of those funds to pay for tutors. And then last, we're sparking student curiosity around those clubs. We can get back to supporting the spelling bee, participation fees that we know can be quite expensive if it's not in the budget. Junior Beta Club fees and stipends for staff can go back to being allocated as intended. And sponsoring for clubs and student activities can also be allocated with use of the level and reserve funds. So now it's time for the Go team to discuss some of the questions that will spark our discussion. What you'll see before you are 4 questions that, can spark some of our discussion around the proposed budget. The first being, does the budget proposal support our school's strategic objectives? Of course, if new positions and resources or programs are added, what data or feedback supports these changes? Or maybe there should be discussions around trade-offs being made in the budget. Are any current programs or resources being adjusted or reduced, and how would that impact students? And the last guiding question is, if we're sharing staff positions, how would this affect student support and service delivery at our schools?
Well, I will say the proposed budget, so far, it looks like it was all aligned to our strategic objectives. I guess my question would be, like, is this all balanced? Are we over any, or is everything set for next year?
Are you referring to as it relates to zeroing out the budget?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so in order for the proposed budget to be prepared for you all to see today, for us as a Go team to discuss, and for me to be ready for the staffing conference, I had to zero out the budget. So yes, what you saw before you with the proposal for grade level staffing as well as any non-staffing zeros out the budget. Okay. So let's move on to the job that we met today to take care of, and that's taking action on the FY27 draft budget.
One second, there was a question in the chat.
Okay.
For any positions that are proposed to change, who will become responsible for the additional duties?
Let me stop sharing so I can see. I'm sorry, ask it again. I'm sorry, Miss Emmanuel.
For any positions that are proposed to change, who will become responsible for the additional duties?
I guess it would depend on what position has the proposed change. Is there an example of the position that was being referenced?
I guess I know I remember the kindergarten para. Didn't I think we took away a kinder para. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was 2 and then we took away 1. And one, you said one would be a floater.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that will require some creative scheduling for that particular para so that he or she is able to support classrooms during the biggest need. It just wasn't enough in the budget to provide 2 paras because I purchased the kindergarten. I matched the recommendations from the district. So there was nothing to purchase as far as 2 paras, but I figured 1 we would be able to utilize and be able to provide a very creative schedule so that both teachers can get the support during the instructional time that they have. Their schedules may even be able to be opposite each other to allow for some flexibility in that para position.
Oh, can you go back to the slide? It's the kinder para, the counselor is going from a 1 to a 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would just like to see the ones that are proposed to change.
Go back to the staffing slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me make sure. You see it? Am I on the right slide?
My computer's freezing. 1 second.
Okay.
Yes. Um, yes. Yes. So I guess the question is, like, with the counselor going from a 1 to a 0.5, who will become responsible for that additional duty?
So because our student enrollment dropped, some of the support that the students would receive through counseling can take place through our mental health providers, our third-party mental health support providers, as well as shared responsibility with some of the other support staff and personnel to provide students the support that they need outside of the other 0.5 that the counseling would, because we would still have a 0.5 counseling position. It just would not be to the magnitude that we have before with the 1.0. So it'll be a shared position. So any supplemental support can come from the mental health provider as well as shared support from other instructional support staff.
And this changes because of the low enrollment that we're projected to have.
Right, because there is a ratio that the state has for a full counselor position, and we're nowhere near that ratio. So there needs to be money taken from somewhere. So the decrease in the student enrollment would definitely help justify that we may not be able to support a full-time position in that role. And to remember, we're keeping students' instruction at the forefront of our budget decisions. So some of the budget absorptions will come from positions outside of classroom positions.
So with our low enrollment, though, will there be a need for two staffed EIP because of the tier 2 and tier 3 interventions? Will the class size be still, do you project that to be still large enough to have two, or should we go to one?
Off of what we have this year, a large number of our students are receiving tier 2 and tier 3. So even though there's an overall decrease in enrollment, our demographics of students support that there's still going to be a greater percentage of students receiving tier 2 and tier 3. And that number may even be more significant for the next year. It's hard to kind of tell exactly how many, but based off of what we have now, we have a large percentage of students receiving tier 2 and tier 3 interventions. And we know that, especially in our primary grades, we had some classes that were really, really full and really packed with the number of students in that classroom. There's going to possibly be a need for some interventions and supports that may not have been identified this year as a result of us having one kindergarten class this year that was extremely large.
All right, thank you.
I think I saw another question, but I couldn't see it. It went away so fast. Um,
It says mental health providers only support once per week, and that is only if parents opt into services.
So yeah, so those would be discussions that will have to take place as a result of the change in the budget as it relates to any opportunities for them to support more frequently, as well as hopefully providing us the support that we need for specific students priority wise. Right now, I'm not quite sure how many students they're servicing right now, but I will say that the role of the 0.5 counselor for next year will be centered around small group support and individual support to allow for that particular support to take place, whether we have a mental health provider or not. Let me see if this, what's said. So again, we're keeping a focus on students like that. We're really keeping a focus on students and student instruction as a focus for how we're utilizing funds in the proposed budget that you see before you. A lot of the other specifics will need to be worked out as we go along, but as far as what we were dealing with the budget and the budget cuts that had to be made, we have to prioritize the students receiving instructional support and any interventions or other resources that they had that they need. We have to keep that as the focus, which is aligned to our strategic objective. Are there any other questions before we move to voting? Can't get my cursor.
May I see the next slide again?
Let me see. Get my cursor to come
And
back up.
that teacher, I'm sorry. The band teacher is kind of like the music teacher also, right? That's music band because
Right.
it's a part of the standards of service. So it's like one person providing two services, band
Correct.
and music.
Correct.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, Miss Emmanuel. I'm looking for my cursor.
Oh, no, you're okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Can you see it? No.
Yeah, but the one before it.
Mm, the one before it is just the example. You mean the one after it, maybe?
I thought there was another
Yeah, I think she
staffing.
after.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think you were talking about the one that was after the teacher one, but it's before this one, right?
That one?
I don't know, maybe my screen is glitching, but yes, I am talking about the one that was after the teacher, but it's before this non-staffing proposal.
So do you see staffing proposal right now?
I see the non-staffing proposal. Is that what everybody else sees? Because
We
my
don't.
computer's
Yeah,
glitching.
that's what I can see, the non-staffing proposal.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
this is
Ms.
Chandra from the
Reynolds,
Go Team office.
but,
Is there a specific, I guess, question that you have?
um, well, when we went to the staffing slide before, I had
Uh-huh.
just remembered that I wasn't I wasn't fully invested, and so I wanted to go back and make sure there was nothing else I missed because she asked if we had any questions. So I just wanted to look at it once again. But I'm fine. Miss Reynolds had a question. Miss Reynolds.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up. I may have missed this part, but was that para position, was that full-time or was that part-time or for that
The
kindergarten?
kindergarten para position,
Mm-hmm.
it was full-time.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
Okay, you all let me know when you see the screen. I think my computer's acting a little glitchy too. The screen to vote. Do you see it now? No?
No, I don't see it.
I don't know what the problem is. Okay. Not now either?
No, ma'am.
Mm. Okay, let me go out and come back in. What do you see now? Nothing?
Yes, I can see it now from here.
Okay.
So our action item for today is to vote on the proposed FY27 budget. Do I hear a motion to approve this item?
I, Donna Jenkins, make a motion to approve the budget as shared.
May I have a second?
I second Courtney Reynolds.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay.
I think we have a nay in the chat.
Okay. Any abstentions? The secretary will note who made the motion, who seconded it, and how many members voted. Madam Secretary, do we have enough to approve this motion? This action item? It's 1, 2. Okay, so she said there was only one in favor.
No, I think I counted at least 3. So if everyone could just either put the thumbs up or the thumbs down for the reaction, that would be helpful.
Yes, thank you. I'm not able to see it on my end. Are you able to see the thumbs up? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ms. White, so she can see now. Okay. Now with our new votes, Madam Secretary, do we have an approval of our action item?
Did everyone vote?
I only
I
saw 2.
saw something floating across this. Oh yeah, I see it floating across the screen.
Miss Emmanuel,
Yes.
did you vote?
Oh, yes. Here's my vote.
Okay, I see Miss Emmanuel, I see Miss Jenkins, I see Miss Reynolds, Miss White, I saw your vote, and then I saw Ms. Darden's vote.
And Dr. Rill had to step out. She
Yep,
was
so there
here
were
though.
5 votes, and then I saw that there were 3 for the motion, and those 3 was Ms. Emanuel, Ms. Reynolds, and Ms. Jenkins. There were 2 nays, and I saw that that was Ms. White and Ms. Darden.
Okay.
Does what I see reflect how everyone voted, or is there anyone who?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's what I saw also.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay. Our action item has been approved. This
Okay.
meeting, okay, go ahead, Dr.
I'm
Jackson.
sorry. I just want to remind the team that the next steps after this is, of course, to move forward with staff and conferences and take all of our input and feedback back to the associate superintendent and HR in order for them to review it, and then bring everything back for the budget finalization meeting on March 11th. The last slide is just a reminder to the team to make sure you've attended the Go Team budget training. I think Ms. Emanuel also sent a reminder email to share with the team on how to access the budget training. And just a reminder that everyone on the Go Team has to receive the budget training. So that's the last reminder for the team. And then also just remembering that we do have until February 28th to make sure that we share that this time is open now for us to rally the community members, parents, and staff in order for us to fill in our vacant seats for next year. And that is all that I have, team. I appreciate your attention to this and that you're dedicated. And I look forward to continuing this work with you all. This March 11th meeting, is that correct, Ms. Emanuel? It's not the 13th, right? It's the 11th, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's it. Any other comments for the greater good? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. If I can find my cursor. Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
You going to close it out, Miss Emanuel?
Yes. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? All right. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I heard Donna Jenkins make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. The time is 4:00 p.m. and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Have a
all.
great day,
Have a good
ladies.
afternoon. Have a good afternoon, Jenkins.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Y'all have a good break.